Hello, welcome back once again. This is Samuel Ambrose Onen, your tutor for Java development. I am going to continue from here, but I would like to actually remind you about what we did in the last video. We actually use a command prompt, a command line command called MSCONFIG to access the information about our system. We did that by pressing the Windows key on our keyboard and then typing CMD there to open our command prompt, and that's the command prompt Windows. And then we typed in MS config and then press enter to gain that Windows, and then you select tools, and then from here you select system information and then click on the launch to get the information about our system. And from the summary you can be able to access the operating system. You can be able to see the speed of the operating system, our processor there, as well as the RAM. And then you go to the components to get the information about the hard drive. You click components and then you select storage, and then you select disk in order to get our hard drive there. So that's what we did in the previous video. In this video though, we are going to use another command that will also help us to gain the same information in the system, and that command is called WIM. It's called WIMIC. I call it WIMIC, which stands for Windows Management Instrumentation Control. So to gain that, we need to access command prompt window first. So we need to type CMD and then get to our command prompt window as shown here. And then from here, you just type Windows, which is W, Management Instrumentation console, and then space /? I like to do that. I should have done this for the other videos as well, but this is like a handshaking. I just want to check what is inside WIMIC. So when you press there, it will give you a fly overview of all the commands available under WIMIC. Now you can see that WIMIC is deprecated, which means that it's not being used at the moment, but it's still useful because we can still use it to preempt, to get access to the system as we are doing right now. To prove that the thing is still useful, let me go to do clear and then go to help on the Windows, press enter. You will see right there that we still have the WIMIC as one of the components of the Windows. So although it has been deprecated, however, we are still we are still allowed to use it for the purpose of learning. So let us see how to use WIMIC to gain access to the information that we need about our computer. So write CLS to clear. Now when we want to find out about the operating system, we just need to type WIMIC, then OS. When you stop it there and press enter, it will give you all those information about the OS. But we want to be specific. We know that our OS is there, but it will be very hard for a novice user to look for this information, and the version is sitting there. So it will be difficult for someone who has used this command for the first time to be able to pinpoint where the information about the Windows is found. So in this case, we are going to avoid that by using a shortcut command, which is WIMIC OS get name, just to get. Get name brings us only this part that we are interested in. As you can see, we have Microsoft Windows 10 Professional installed on the C drive, and then they had this 0 on partition 2. This is the middle partition that we saw previously. Now let us go and have a look at the the central processing unit. So you need to type WinMIC, WMIC, CPU. Now again, when you stop here and press enter, you will get the flood of information about the central processing unit, which we may not need all of them because we are only interested to know the speed of the processor and the model and maybe the name of the processor. So to avoid that, we do the same thing. WMIC, CPU, get name. That's it, my friend. You can get just the name of the processor plus the speed of the processor as well. So we have seen the operating system, we have seen the processor. Now we can see our RAM. So to gain access to the RAM, we need to type WMIC. Then you need to type memory chip. So when you stop here once again and hit enter, you will get the fly overview of everything about the memory, and we don't need all those flooded information. We just need the specific information, and that is to say the memory and its capacity and the speed. So to do that, we just type memory chip get device locator. Then we need the speed, we need the capacity, and we may need the what else? Speed of the memory. We may need the name as well. So let's see. There we go. My friend, you can see the capacity of this memory. There are two slots, one at the top, one at the bottom, but they are all at the bottom slot. So their physical memory, the speed is 1067, and then the capacity is here. The capacity for the top one is 2 gigabytes, and then the one below is 4 gigabytes. So the total is 6 gigabytes. And then we can now go and see our hard disk. You type the same command called WMIC, and then disk drive. Yeah, this time you're using disk drive. And when you leave it there again, it will bring all those flooded information about the hard disk. And we don't need all of them. We only need the specific information. And let's see how to get it. You just type disk drive, get, let's say get name. So that's the name. But we need to get more information, not only the name. We need to get the model and maybe the speed. Let's see if we can get the speed as well. The speed is invalid, but we can get the model. Let's see. Yes, my friend, we can get the model clearly here. You can see the Patriot 2 P210 256 gigabytes of the hard disk, and this is the entire volume of the hard disk. You see, in the previous video, we saw that we only had 238 being used, which means the rest were kept somewhere else, you know, from the user not to see them because they're being used for some other components and activities in the system which are private the system. And then it's physical drive, which is the main disk there. So my friend, thank you for viewing. This is how to use a WMIC to access the system information in order to verify whether our system meets the specific requirements for any application that you want to run on our system. So thank you for viewing. I hope this video has been informative, and happy learning.